I am getting a slice of pizza with Poppy, and I'm disturbed because there's a loud TV playing loud Cartoon Network stuff that's so like foul and like adult in jokes and double entendres and negativity, and Poppy can't stop watching it. Oh good, she just took a bite of her pizza. I saw that appointment I had. Oh my god. I was able to drive there by myself. It was fine. It was hard getting up this morning. But when I got to the building, I was like, oh, I know this building. This is where I had round 1 of the SSDI process. And this is where I had my first meeting with a doctor who interviewed me for 2 minutes, maybe less, and said that the law firm said that her notes said Allison has had a brief crisis from which she has recovered. I do not recommend her for SSDI. And at that point, I'd come out of a partial hospitalization that lasted 3 months. So it's going like every day for 3 months. Even if that was the first event of my life of mental illness, I would not consider that a brief crisis. So I was like, fuck. I was like, I hope I don't see her. Well, I saw her. This time, she interviewed me for about 10 minutes. She was totally humorous. Like at one point she was like, do you have paranoid thoughts? Paranoid thoughts. And I was like, well, sometimes I do think that I know what people are thinking, or they know what I'm thinking. And she was like, well, what about being followed around? And I was like, no, I don't think I'm being followed around unless I'm being followed around. She was like stone cold. And then Paul pointed out, like, he's like, there have been many times when you think there's someone in the house and you're terrified and you won't leave the bedroom with Poppy until I get home. And I was like, yeah, I wish I'd mentioned that. But the thing is, I didn't mention that because it hasn't been happening in a while. But with these paranoid thoughts, and she was like, do you have hallucinations? And I was like, well, I never used to, but recently I am. She's like, what do I look like? I was like, shadowy animals. And I guess like shadowy things are a schizophrenic or a classic hallucination. The last time I saw Dr. Allen, he was really concerned. He was like, I want to put you on an antipsychotic. And I was like, come on. We know it's a side effect of something. Like, I've never had this in my life. They don't scare me. I don't want to go on another medication for it. But that was me and him. With her, I was like, yeah, I've been having these shadowy things. And that because I've never had them before, my doctor and I are working on adjusting meds or maybe introducing an antipsychotic. So I hope that didn't sound like I was minimizing or maximizing. It was kind of maximizing it because I bullied him into like refusing to do anything about it. There's something else where I felt like shit. I made a misstep with her. Whereas any other human being on earth, it would have been like understandable or like, oh, okay, like I get the context or whatever. Like if she seems to be looking for scamminess, I guess, and I can see why they have people in place for that. There are scammers, and of course, but I don't know, like, she was like, oh, here's the thing that I have regrets. I don't know how big a deal to make of this. She was like, when were you diagnosed? And I was like, 1993. And she's like, and have you been in and out of treatment since then? And I was like, yes. I was like, till now. Making it sound like, and she could see that I've been seeing Dr. Allen for the past year. Making it sound that I've only been compliant for a year, but I actually started being compliant in 2014 after I got out of that partial hospitalization. I took my medication faithfully, have been. So I don't know, but I have other records. All her job is to give notes to their judge, and that judge gives notes to my judge, and my judge has a bigger picture of things, has met and talked to me extensively. I can only hope. I don't know. This is agony. When I saw it was her, I died. I've been really depressed all day. Until I got to this pizza place where it's more poppy. I'm taking like a micro dot of a bite. That's why I'm doing this now. I'm like lonely. Okay, I'll have time. So the room, the waiting room was filled with different kinds of people. I don't know who was there for mental illness, but there's definitely, obviously, people there for physical illness, because they have canes and walkers and look like they are on Oxycontin. So there's this guy that I already noticed right away. He was really skinny, pale, sickly, kind of white trash looking, if you will. He had a big black t-shirt that had like, not Bugs Bunny. Is that the rabbit? Bugs Bunny and some Looney Tunes characters, but then like this red, fierce, like fiery dragon. And he had kind of cool cut-off like jean shorts that I liked. But anyway, on both knees he had those stretchy, whatever they're called, you know, when you have a little injury and you wrap it around your knee. I can't think of what they're called right now. My brain is addled. You know, ace bandage, 2 ace bandages. So whatever. I just noticed him for his outfit and how weird he looked. Well, at one point he jumps up and he goes to the front door. Does not step out. I mean, maybe he was waiting to get called for his turn, but at the front door he calls someone and he's like, it seemed like he was leaving a voicemail. He's like, Sasha, I am done with your shit, your psycho bitch shit. Now, you were good for a while. You were good, but you're not good now. And how do you expect me to put up with your shit? I don't have to. If you don't fix yourself, you're gonna lose me. Nobody reacts in the whole room. It was like being on a New York City subway where like people just kind of look down like when something freakish is happening. So then I enjoyed that very much. And like a little while later, he does it again. And he was like leaving voicemails. And he's like, his next one is like, listen, I have had internal patience with you, but that has come to an end because you're psycho, and I'm done with your psycho mind games and your shit. He's like, you were good for a while. You were good. You were doing great. He's like, but now you're doing shit, and you're pulling the old shit. Okay. So then he sits down, and then his turn is called, and it's like, you know, Joe Smith. They call for Joe Smith, whatever. And he gets up, and this older woman gets up with him, probably his mom, and he turns around and he goes, I don't want you in there with me. And she was just like, ugh. And she leaves. I mean, probably to sit in the car. She didn't stay in the waiting room. So he's in there for a very short time. Oh, my doctor, my psychiatrist was like, you do not have to have a physical exam. So I was like, all right, cool. Other people that went in took really long turns. They were in for a long time, and they were probably being interviewed and having physical exams. He goes in for a short while, probably like me. So I was like, oh, he's like a mental case. But he's got his ace bandages. I don't know. Whatever. Maybe he injured both his knees and has mental illness. I hope you can hear all this. It's very loud here. So, okay, whatever. He's in there for not a long time. And he comes out, walks to the front door, opens the front door, and I don't know what happened. Like, you kind of heard like a thud. Like something happened. Like he knocked himself into something, like maybe his knee into the door. And he goes, fuck, 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 fuck. And then leaves. That was it. That was the most entertaining part of my whole day so far. But yeah, I came home, I took a nap, and I had extreme depression. It took a lot of effort for me to get Poppy out the door. She said she didn't want to go any parks. So we're going to the public beach, which also has a playground, after having our pizza. I'm really hoping I don't see Matt and Cody, because the last time we were there, I saw Matt and Cody, and Poppy and Cody don't know each other anymore. But Matt and Matt, like, it's just hard to talk about. Part of it is like an easy thing to talk about with him is current events and politics, except I'm not very at all well versed. It's like I know Trump's evil, but he's so evil that I get that. I gotta get that. I dropped something. He's so evil that I don't want to know anything about what he's doing. And Matt is like incredibly literate on everything, on history and politics, and I can respect that, but I don't like talking to him because I feel stupid. And he's patronizing, and I mean, if I could get over the patronizing part, I could find him interesting. Maybe if he was a writer, and like not Facebook writer, but like wrote a book, I could enjoy him. But as a human being, I do not enjoy him. And I just don't want to run into. I'm just weird, and I don't like to see people that I know. I want to be unknown. I'm a lone wolf. And yeah, any park. It's summer. He does childcare for Cody in the summer. So any park that Poppy and I go to, there's a good chance that he'll be at with Cody. You saw it last summer. So did you see it and witness it more than once even? Pray for me. I'm gonna go. I'm low battery, but I have to tell you about my new fascination with. Oh, I did tell you about secret transgenderism in Hollywood. Like Jennifer Aniston is a man and Brad Pitt's a woman, and that their parents are Satanists who make a pact with the devil to switch their child's gender for an early age for success in Hollywood and to serve Baphomet, which is Satan. I mean, okay, all that shit, like, it is, I don't believe it or take it to heart, but the best amazing part is watching these videos and seeing the photos where you're like, oh my fucking god, like, look, I didn't tell you all this, where it's like, look at her neck, look at the length of her arms, look at how big her hands are. When she wears a bikini, look how completely straight her torso is, and it's not just dieting that leads to that. And so I cannot get enough of this. I know it's unhealthy, but I'm not like getting scared by the conspiracy or I do wonder, like, WTF, like, what's this all about? But that's it. I'm getting into the 14 minutes. Bye bye.